Are you tired of drop shipping from China and looking to drop ship from an international warehouse? Well, this is the video for you. Hey guys, it's Mark here from Speed Fulfill, and I'm back sharing tips and tricks on how you can be a better drop shipper courtesy of your supplier plug here in China. In today's topic, we will look at the advantages and disadvantages of drop shipping from an international warehouse. So when I say international warehouse, I mean a warehouse outside of China based in either the US or Europe. During the boom in e-commerce during the past 5 years, a lot of companies have stepped up their game and now they do have overseas warehouses, or they are able to rent warehouses overseas. International warehouse is a new business form for global trade. If you are using international warehouse to ship your orders or are considering it, I will give you guys the advantages and disadvantages of fulfillment from an international warehouse. So, what are the benefits of using an international warehouse? Number one is an international overseas warehouse provides you with safe and fast delivery. So having an overseas warehouse sorts out many problems such as custom clearance and customs declarations. That means you have no need to wait for any customs clearance time because your products were already cleared by customs a long time ago, before they arrived at your overseas warehouse. Having an overseas warehouse enables you to have products reach your customers faster and even more efficiently. So this also allows you to reduce disputes and chargebacks that are caused by slow logistics. The second advantage is it improves your consumer shopping experience, because every e-commerce seller goes through returns and has to have a good return policy in place. With a good return policy in place and an overseas warehouse, it is very convenient to actually have reshipments or exchange goods, or even be able to return it back to the warehouse. This is a big advantage, unlike having your fulfillment shipped out from China and having your customers refund the product all the way from either the US or the European market all the way back to China. So for e-commerce sellers, if you encounter a return or exchange, these adjustments can be easily made at the overseas warehouse, which helps you save a lot on time when it comes to the logistics. Because of the efficient way of dealing with returns, it could actually help you to actually get a big, loyal customer base. And in addition, saving you a lot in terms of transportation costs. Thirdly, having an overseas warehouse boosts sales. The use of an overseas warehouse means that your warehouse is closer to your target market. This means that the products are actually shipped out from the same country that the target market is located in. Research of customer shopping behavior shows that buyers are more likely to prefer stores that are located in the country that they are shipped from. Most Western or foreign markets would even prefer to pay a higher fee for having their customers sent out, whether it's next day fulfillment or waiting 2 to 3 days before they receive their package. Number 4 is brand promotion. Especially for brand sellers, having an overseas warehouse for branded products and the high quality shopping experience brought by these warehouses greatly increases this product value. This branding also allows many of these e-commerce sellers to be widely accepted by other e-commerce, Shopify or WooCommerce, Amazon selling platforms. And these are some of the good benefits of having an overseas warehouse. So wherever there are advantages, there always tends to be disadvantages. Next, I will show you the disadvantages of having an overseas warehouse in e-commerce. Number 1, high inventory costs. The logistics costs from China to an international overseas warehouse is much cheaper than sending the same amount of goods to the customer's doorstep. This is because you're sending a stock of goods in one package to one address. Now, once your goods have arrived at this overseas warehouse address, your goods will now be stored in a warehouse where you'll be now required to pay inventory storage costs. Of course, different international warehouses have different rates on how much you will pay on a daily basis to store your goods. The second disadvantage is inventory pressure. A good seller selects the right product for the right market. So once your product selection or your product research is slightly wrong or incorrect, you are more likely to be at risk if, for example, you encounter slow sales. And then that means you will have a lot of pressure because now you have stock in an overseas warehouse that isn't selling well. So this high inventory pressure also comes with the instability of e-commerce and having your platform such as Shopify or your payment gateway restrict some of their services. And whenever you have a problem such as a hold with Stripe or a problem with Shopify, you need a fast way to relieve some of this inventory pressure. So make sure that you are prepared for this inventory pressure and have a good proof of concept before you go in to store your goods in an overseas warehouse. And the third one is cash flow. A lot of money has to be invested upfront in order to have stored products in an overseas warehouse. You have the bulk order cost, the logistics fee, the storage fee. This means that your cash flow return cycle is quite long before you actually get back the money from your profits and invest that into more goods or products. The overseas warehouse model is quite stressful for small scale sellers such as small scale or beginner dropshippers, but is really good for big brands that have experience in e-commerce and of course that have a bigger cash flow. Also, the fourth disadvantage is a big requirement for information technology. So with an overseas warehouse, of course, because the sellers don't live at the warehouse, right? But they need data from these warehouses. The detailed data of goods entering and leaving the warehouse is important for them to be able to calculate their cash flow, profits, and an overall budget for their business. In addition, this information has to be done real time, which means that it needs very professional warehouses with the latest technology to be able to keep this information. So these overseas warehouse operators are in charge and responsible for warehouse logistics and distribution services. So this fast, accurate, real-time management is sort of a disadvantage for most overseas warehouses because they're incapable of doing this at a very affordable price and will require you to pay a large amount of money for you to be able to have this data in real time. So this is all that we had for you in the video today, guys. These are the advantages and disadvantages of having an overseas warehouse for your dropshipping or e-commerce fulfillment. So which one should you pick? I think in our opinion, the main two factors should be your cash flow and the risk involved with having your inventory in an overseas warehouse. If you are a small scale seller and have a limited budget, you might as well begin with a dropshipping model and find a reliable agent or agency in China. That means you have less risk and don't need as much cash flow in order to fulfill your goods to your market. Otherwise, if you are a bigger brand or a big e-commerce selling brand, then you could go ahead and actually go ahead with an overseas warehouse, which will allow you for faster fulfillment because you actually have a good proof of concept, have done good market research, and are more likely to have less risk with having your products stored overseas. And that is all that we had for you guys in today's video. For more, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.